Chodźcie, przejedziemy! When I grew up in Poland, my father had a Fiat 126p, like this one, actually exactly like this one. It was yellow, it was tiny, it had no seat belt, no power steering, no aircon, no heater. It just went. It was the simplest car in the world. And it took us around Poland, and we drove everywhere in it, and it was the most amazing car ever. We've had quite a few adventures in it, me and my sister sitting in the back. Sometimes Dad would let me in the front, and once I let off the handbrake by accident and started rolling, he had to run back and stop the car. It was a very interesting car to grow up with, and I've always wanted to have one, and I think I'm at an age now where I'm allowed a midlife crisis car. So I bought one. I was looking for quite a while, I think over a year for one. There's some quite interesting cars available on Gumtree and eBay of this model. But this one's very, very special. It was rebuilt by Robert Kowal, and here's a picture of the original model. And it was for Polaks, the Polish festival here in Brisbane. Raffled off. I bought a couple tickets. I didn't win, but it's available for sale, and I bought it. And I've already driven it, and it's not the most. Let's just say it's not the most. What's the words I want to use here? Simple car to drive. It feels like you're sitting on top of a lawnmower, and it needs a lot of love when you're driving it. So, and it's definitely got no power. Mark, who is a mechanical engineer, he says we're going to put it on the dyno soon and see how much horsepower it doesn't have. And we're going to have a look at it and see what repairs it needs. So stick with us. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Don't forget you can sponsor our channel by buying us a coffee in the link below. But I think we're going to have some really awesome adventures. Outback Polaks is really starting to become Outback Polaks with a Fiat 126p Maluch.
So it's an 89 FSM Nicky 650. It's an Australian delivered car, so it was imported. It wasn't a second-hand import or anything like that. Yeah. You can tell that it's the export model because the export model has a different dashboard, and it also has the genuine Webasto factory sunroof. So that sunroof was installed in the factory. It's a 4-seater, whereas the European ones were 5-seaters, but because of our ADRs, they would not allow 4 seats for the 5 seats for the size. The total renovation lasted about 8 months in 2017 and 18 on the way for Polaks, and it was used as a mascot for the whole period. And he then was raffled off as a fundraising thing for Polaks. The engine was fully rebuilt. Everything, it was bare metal. It was a bare metal chassis respray. Everything off, everything out. 140 kilos of parts were air freighted from Poland. New bumpers, new air vents, new trim panels, a whole heap of internal stuff as well. New air boxes and that for the engine as well. New light systems, everything. So basically 2 years old in terms of its paint and condition. So interior wise, a lot of it's still original, like door cards and that, because they were just impossible to get. Dashboard, as you can see, the dash cowl around the ignition is still the original one. It's got all the witness marks of people trying to put the key in the ignition. And as you would on a 30-year-old car from original, the dashboard, which was another thing that was hard to get, it's got some sun from the UV damage that you get out. The engine bay, it is maintained well in terms of I have Fisherlined it. Fisherline is an anti-rusting agent, and the reason I use Fisherline because it's natural and it washes off straight away.
I love your speakers in the back.
Yeah, the doof-doofs. Yeah, the doof-doofs. There's no point in even running the radio. It's so loud, there's no point. We can barely hear each other talking, so.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
This is the storage. Not even Lumi's backpack will fit in here. It's a giant chicken. You want to race? We race for pink slips. Okay? You think you've got a small car? This is a small car.
Yeah. It's better than yours. You want to swap?